Hey y'all, I wanted to make a different kind of video today, just as like a free workshop, just of how I go about doing studio stuff. And since I missed out on, I think like that Christmas week and New Year's week, so happy New Year's, happy holidays. This will be kind of just like a new series where I just go into just basic stuff about studios or whatever, filming yourself, and then as I'll just continue the parts if I get more questions off the first video, and then just try to keep on adding to it. But let's dive in. So the way I would look at it is you're first going to come into the room. You know, either you're going to have windows on or windows in the background or whatever, and you want to worry first about the background. So that means no key light, maybe the gobo light, and no hair light. And so you're just worrying about the background. So right now the background's like super dark, so you might want an extra light to just bring in the ambient. So let me try to move this one here, and we're going to lower that and aim it towards the ceiling, and let's turn that one on. So now we have a little bit of light kind of going there. Let's just rotate this a little bit. There we go. So it's kind of hitting more of the background. So yeah, this was just to bring in the background light a little bit more, or not, you know, depending on what you want to do. But that's your background. So you're going to line up the shot. You're going to make sure your camera's leveled, so no tilting up, down, or tilting on the other axis. You want everything straight. That's why I have it here. There's no, like, if you look at this camera, the position's there, but there's no pitch, and there is yaw because it's a side angle. But on this one, it should be 0, 0, 0. Yeah. So yeah, you want it as straight as you can, and then you want to lower it around, let's see, I think that's around like neck, chest area. And then so that's your camera placement. So sorry, first background, we kind of figured out where you want the shot. You might want it, you know, shooting into a corner. You might want just to shoot it in your room, but you don't want to have too much of the walls unless it's a podcast and you need that room, because then they kind of box you in. So having an infinite wall where the viewer doesn't know how long it goes will make it seem a little bit more vast, and all that looks awesome with one camera angle. The minute you do the second angle, they're going to see, oh, you're in a room or whatever. So if you don't care about that, you just do that, whatever. But so yeah, background, we've kind of figured it out. And we added this ambient light. I'm going to turn it back off so we can kind of now look at the main camera angle. And what are we going to do first? We're going to look at our we already got our settings. So right now I'm at a 24 millimeter on a crop sensor, which is equivalent to, if you're using a full frame, 35 millimeter. 35 and 50 are around the human eye. It looks really nice as a focal length. Oh, I didn't turn this lamp off. So yeah, so now that we have our position, and then we're gonna sit in the shot, let's first turn on the key light. And what I'm doing with the key light here is I'm doing what's called loop lighting. All you have to do, anytime you ever see lighting, just look at their nose, and you'll see there's a slight shadow right under his nose going at an angle, and that's loop lighting. If I move the light a little bit more off axis, that shadow on the nose connects with the shadow on the cheek, and then we get that Rembrandt triangle. It's like the cinematographers started doing that, I think, you know, black and white Hollywood days, and they just wanted to add more depth to the shot, and they got inspiration from paintings, and then Rembrandt lighting was born. Well, it was born from the painter, but they started using it in Hollywood. And so yeah, we get that classic triangle, but that's not necessary. If you don't want it to go moody, you don't necessarily need to do that. So loop lighting is a pretty good middle ground for adding depth and not being super moody and super dramatic. And you still get some shadow, and then you have the shadow here on the nose. And then beauty lighting, if you want to look into that, you would put the key light even more on top of the light, and you get butterfly lighting, which is under the nose. It just makes like a little butterfly. And this lighting's pretty cool too. It's not just for beauty for women or whatever. It looks cool no matter what. And then you get like even shadows on the cheeks, and it's just a nice flat lighting. It's very flattering. But let's go back to our loop lighting, and let's go ahead and turn on our hair light. So our hair light is now doing, let's just solo it for a second. So right now the hair light's kind of positioned where it's hitting the top of the head and the shoulders. I think the hair light adds the most production value. The minute you add one of those, it just everything gets elevated and it looks like $1 million. So the ways you can play with the hair light now is either straight on. So like if I have it straight on and it's just top of head and shoulders, or I like using it kind of as a edge light on the side, which I think a lot of movies do this kind of look too, where it kind of hits just the back edge and then one of the shoulders. And I like putting it on the opposite side of the key light, so that the key light, it makes a light dark light sandwich. Now I've seen people do the same side as the key light, and it's almost like going from really bright to really dark. So that's another cool way to do it. I'm just personally, I really like doing light dark light sandwich. I'm gonna also turn off this, oh, it is off, the ambient light. I don't think we need it with this lamp on. The other thing I like to do is having the hair light on the same side. If you're gonna have a lamp or any kind of like a window or something, then you match the hair light to the light source that's being shown, because the light being shown is the practical, and then you're actually using a film light to like exaggerate it, and it just kind of brings the whole image together. When you do that, it kind of looks really cool. It's like, oh, the lamp is doing the hard work, but then we turn off the lamp and it's not doing anything. It just looks cool in the light. So the hair light, you want to match the color temperatures. So right now I have 3800 and then 3800 on the lamp, so that they are matching. If say you had a window that's like outside is like 5200 Kelvin, then you would change this to 5200 Kelvin, or even more blue. You can do 56. 56 is kind of even white light. And then we can move this, and then let me see. I can try to put a window in here really quick. Come on, there we go. Okay, so say a window was back here, and let's go back to solo. So now it looks like the window's doing the work, and it actually might be. So yeah, so you can do that too. You know, you want to match this. So if I turn this off, yeah, we don't have the hair light anymore, but we have a window. So depending on if you have a window on the left side or wherever, you can exaggerate it with the film light. I'm just gonna bring back our little lamp that we had. Okay, I think that was good. So the lamp is 38 and this is 38. And there we go. So, okay, so now we have our loop lighting for our key light. We got our hair light doing light, dark light. And then we have this other gobo here. Gobos are pretty cool. They can just add a little bit more light in depth, and it's kind of fun to play with. And you can kind of put it wherever. I like putting it almost on the same side as the key light, almost like the key light is coming through a window and it's doing that. But there's, you know, you could do either side. And then you get some cool stuff. And then I have the laptop here. You might have the laptop on your shot. And then you can put a mug or something in the foreground. Foreground elements I think are so cool. You don't necessarily need them, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna zoom out here. I think it needs to be 24. And then yeah, here's like just shooting into the corner with some stuff here. And then the gobo light could be a little bit more here, just so there's more stuff going on. This is a really minimalistic approach, but yeah, that is pretty much it. So yeah, 35 millimeter on the camera. We got the lowest bokeh we can do, and then the shutter needs to be double whatever your frame rate is. So usually people are using 30 frames. 24 frames is film. You can still use 24. But 30 frames I think is kind of like social media and anything online, anything like that. 30 looks great. So yeah, we're doing that for this, and then we have it just about chest height. That's our main angle. And then we have the key light off to the side doing loop lighting, hair light hitting the back opposite side. Almost if you drew a line through your key light and hair light, it would go right through the middle of you, but just off axis. And yeah, and then we have our gobo. But that's how I think about studios for the most part. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I'll address it in part 2 of this kind of like free workshop thing. But happy holidays again, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and I just wanted to add, I did add a Calendly link to my videos in case anybody ever wants any one-on-one help or anything. I do consulting, so you can book a call if you want any custom help.